Hey yo, welcome to my channel for Premier League predictions game week 11. I know game week was an exciting week full of surprises, and I got only one spot on prediction in game week 10, which was between Liverpool versus Nottingham Forest. And going to this game week 11, I'm expecting to get a lot of spot on in this game week 11. If you're new and subscribe to the channel, put on the notification bell. Anytime I release a video, you may be one of the first people to be notified. Without wasting much of your time, let's get into it one time. Yes, and starting in game week 11 is between Fulham versus Manchester United. Fulham in game week 10 draw 1-1 with Brighton, and Manchester United lost 3-0 to Manchester City. And going to this game in game week 11, I think Fulham playing home, they may prove stubborn, at least trying to earn a point. And Manchester United, we know in their previous games, they have been grinding results, 2-1 results. And going to this game, I'm not expecting anything huge. I'm expecting United to at least earn all the 3 points. So I'm predicting a 2-1 win for Man United. United 2, Fulham 1. Yes, and the second game is between Brentford versus West Ham United. Brentford in game week 10 won 2-0 against Chelsea, and West Ham United also lost to Everton by 1-0. And going to this game week 11, I'm expecting Brentford to continue on their impressive performance against Chelsea. And winning 2-0 against Chelsea was a huge performance, despite West Ham also lost 1-0 to Everton. But going to this game, I'm expecting Brentford to at least claim a point or even win it all. But going to this game, I know West Ham is not a bad side, despite they have had 2 losses in a row in the Premier League. And going to this game week, they may try their possible best to at least claim a point. So going to this game, I'm predicting a 2-2 draw. Brentford 2, West Ham 2. Yes, and the next game is between Everton versus Brighton. Everton in game week 10, they won by 1-0, and Brighton also drew by 1-1. And going to this game week 11, we all know Brighton is a side that can score more goals. Despite Everton didn't have a good start in this season, but still they are grinding results. And going to this game is going to be an interesting one. I'm predicting a 2-1 win for Brighton. Brighton 2, Everton 1. Yes, and moving on to the next game is between Manchester City versus Bournemouth. And going to this game in game week 11, Manchester City won by 3-0 against Manchester United, and Bournemouth also won against Burnley by 2-1. And going to this game week 11, we all know Manchester City is a tough opponent, and he looks like a favorite to even win this year's Premier League. But going to this game, I'm predicting a 4-1 win for Man City. City 4, Bournemouth 1. And the next game is between Sheffield United versus Wolves. Wolves, despite they didn't have a good start in this campaign season, but at the moment they are grinding results. And in game week 10, they drew 2-2 against Newcastle, and Sheffield United 2, they lost 5-0 against Arsenal. And going to this game, we all know Wolves is now on form. They are on form because they were able to even beat Man City and a couple of big teams, which was unexpected. But going to this game against Sheffield United, a team which is struggling at the bottom, I'm predicting a 4-1 win for Wolves. Wolves 4, Sheffield United 1. Yes, and the next game is between Newcastle versus Arsenal. Going to this game, Newcastle is coming from a 2-2 draw against Wolves, and Arsenal is also coming from a 5-0 win against Sheffield United. We all know Newcastle versus Arsenal is a tough game, and if not Tottenham versus Chelsea, this could have been the game of the week. And going to this game against Newcastle versus Arsenal, it's obvious Arsenal is on form. Newcastle, they are also trying to pick up good points and trying their best to at least claim their top 4 position this season. And going to this game, I'm predicting a draw. I'm predicting a 2-2 draw. Newcastle 2, Arsenal 2. Moving on to the next game is between Nottingham Forest versus Aston Villa. Nottingham Forest in game week 10 lost 3-0 against Liverpool, and Aston Villa also won by 3-1 against Luton Town. And going to this game in game week 11, I'm expecting Aston Villa to continue their impressive performance this season, and I'm predicting a 3-1 win for Aston Villa. Aston Villa 3, Nottingham Forest 1. Moving on to the next game is between Luton Town versus Liverpool. Luton Town in game week 10 lost 3-1 against Aston Villa, and Liverpool also won 3-0 against Nottingham Forest. Going to this game in game week 11, I'm predicting Liverpool to win by 5-0. Liverpool 5, Luton Town 0. So moving on to the last game in game week 11 is between Tottenham Hotspur versus Chelsea. This is the game of the week in Premier League 2023-24 campaign season, game week 11. And going to this game, Tottenham versus Chelsea. We all know Tottenham this season is still unbeaten. They are on top of the Premier League table with 26 points, and Chelsea is also at 11th position, struggling at the mid-table. And going to this game, we all know it's a London derby, and all these London derbies, they have the interesting fight, they have some thrilling points. And going to this game, I'm expecting a whole lot. We all know Chelsea at this season, they perform better against the top 6 opponent and struggle against the low side or the mid-table clubs. And going to this game is going to be an interesting game to watch. Going to this game, I'm predicting a draw, but we all know Chelsea perform better against the top 6 opponent and they struggle against the lower side. And going to this game against Tottenham, which is a London derby, I'm expecting Chelsea to at least claim a point. The expectation is Chelsea to claim a point, but going into this game, Tottenham can win this game hands down by 2-0. But going into this game, I'm predicting a 1-1 draw. Tottenham 1, Chelsea 1. Yeah, so these are my predictions for Premier League 2023-24 campaign season, game week 11. If you're new, subscribe to the channel, like this video, comment your predictions below. Let me know what your picks are, and don't forget to like this video and share with your friends. Till we meet in another video. Bye bye for now.